Hi guys, my name is Pierre Walters and I want to welcome you to Life Knocks number 7. Now today I want to talk to you about complaining. People who are just drunk off the Kool-Aid of complaining. Now, I don't know if you know people like that. I can tell you in my life, I definitely know a lot of people who spend so much of their time complaining that they don't actually get anything done. It's amazing. It's actually very, very ironic. So I want to tell you a quick story. Just a few weeks ago, at the end of an audition in downtown Silver Spring, Miles Franklin, Yannick Scarrett, and myself were heading to grab a bite to eat. And as we were walking on the sidewalk, this is in downtown Silver Spring, we were approached by two drunk men, and they were just spitting all sorts of, nasty names and foul language and just calling us every name in the book. It was almost as if they were trying to antagonize us or irritate us to have some kind of a fight. Well, it turns out Miles and Yannick did the smart thing and continued walking. Me, on the other hand, I turned and I looked at them. I just looked at them because I wanted to look at them and find out why it is that they are acting the way that they are acting. As I looked at them, one of them branded a knife. And he almost asked as if there was, as if he was going to rob me. He almost asked if I had my wallet on me or money. I just looked at him. And then I turned and walked away. Now, in looking at him, I was trying to just discover, is this man for real? I mean, are these guys literally just going to stand there and just call us every name in the book, show me a weapon, and then attempt to rob me? Is he really going to do that? I mean, what Kool-Aid is this guy drinking? So anyway, I walked a few blocks away, not a few blocks, maybe 1 or 2 blocks away, and there was a police officer in his car. He was just sort of sitting at the edge of this block, and I approached the officer and I said, there are 2 gentlemen just a block down, and they are harassing us and harassing, I think, people that are just passing by, and I think they might, be ready to start a fight or something. And the cop said, I know, just stay put right here. So he told me to stand over towards an edge of the sidewalk where Yannick and Miles were standing. And so we all stood there. The cop drove away. We stood there. And would you believe those 2 men actually caught up with us? Those 2 men, we looked down the sidewalk and there they were. They were walking towards us. And they were looking specifically at me, and I think that they were trying to definitely start some trouble. Well, as they approached us, right as they approached us, all these cop cars, it must have been 5 cop cars, pulled up out of almost nowhere. The cops got out their cars, pulled their weapons, and said, "Freeze! Turn, face the wall, put your hands up, put your hands behind your back," whatever it is they say. And those cops went over to those 2 guys and they arrested them. They put them in handcuffs. They arrested them and put them into the car, into the cop cars. They came over to me and they took my statement. They took my information, and that was the end of it. Well, almost a month later, I received some notices in the mail that I had to go to court and appear as a victim. So I did, and while I was sitting there in the courtroom, and they brought these 2 gentlemen out, and they were dressed in, prison clothes, like that jumpsuit with their hands behind their back, in handcuffs, and they looked just so sad, just so miserable, and I looked at them, and the prosecutor said, "Hey, do you care about this? Do you want to press charges, or do you want us to just make a plea agreement?" And I looked at those 2 guys, and I thought, what's the point in me pushing this any further than this already is? I mean, they've spent over a month in prison. They clearly are not happy. They clearly look miserable. Maybe they just had one momentary lapse of judgment, or maybe they are just in a time in their life where they just need some sense of hope. So I looked at them. They looked at me. And then I turned to the prosecutor and I said, "Okay, I don't want to press charges. Let's just do the plea." So the prosecutor offers them a plea agreement, and they accept, and that was the end of that. Now, what is the lesson that I got out of this whole thing? Well, I got out of this that, there are some people in life that are literally just drunk off of their own misery. They're drunk off of they just keep drinking the same toxic thoughts over, and toxic memories over and over and over and over again, and it just permeates through their life into everything that they do. And just like drunk people, they can't think straight, and they just make bad decisions and put themselves in bad circumstances. And the reason is because they are just still under the influence of all this toxicness, all this negativity. To people like that, there are people like us, people who are about self-improvement, people who are about positivity, going out there making a difference in life, living your dreams. We act as sort of beacons of light for those who in their world all they see is darkness. But you know what's incredible? Just like on that day in the courtroom when I said I don't want to press charges, let's just give them the plea agreement, let them move on with their lives. You know what? Sometimes they need people like that to come into their life and just say, you know what? Here's some hope. Here's some hope. You can accomplish something. If you have a goal in your life, you can do it. If you have something that you spent so much time in misery, but afraid of living your dreams, but then finally someone comes to you and says, guess what, pal? I want to help you. I want to help you accomplish this goal because I know and I see inside of you that you can do it. Well, sometimes that is all people need. A speaker that I just love to listen to, he says in one of his lectures, he said, sometimes when we can't believe in our own dreams for ourselves, we have to believe in other people's dreams for us. Sometimes that's okay. Sometimes, sometimes I'm feeling a little down. Sometimes I'm depressed. Sometimes, things aren't going the way that I think that they should be going. But guess what? When I in those moments don't believe in myself, that's why I'm surrounded by great friends that I can believe in. I can believe in their vision for me. Okay? Sometimes that is so powerful, and that is what you need. And I just want to share with you guys that, if you know people in your life that, are just down and out, they're just living in this state of misery and negativity, sometimes you just going there and being that beacon of light, encouraging them, inspiring them, pushing them to achieve what they can achieve if they just put a little elbow grease into it. Sometimes they need people like that. Sometimes they need people like us. Because when they can't believe in their own dreams, at least they can believe in your dreams for them. So, that being said, I always like to sort of just end on this note that, it's amazing, but most people, they fail in life not because they aim too high and they miss. Most people are like I was, for several years in my life. Like I remember specifically when I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and I left there and I just felt, man, what am I going to do? Most people fail not because they aim so high and miss. They fail because they aim too low, like I did, selling mortgages, and they hit. And I could have stayed there and I could have been comfortable doing that, but I wasn't. I wanted more for my life. I wanted to aim high. I don't care if I hit. I don't care if I miss. I just want to aim high, and I want you to aim high too. That way, when you are walking down the street, you've got your head up. So with that said, my name is Pierre Walters, and I just want to tell some of you may or may not know what Blue Artist is. I want to just sort of tell you that Blue Artist, which is the producing firm that I'm the senior producer of, Blue Artist is an incredible firm of great people. Great people. Miles, Brittany, Tara, Thomas, Aaron, just an incredible group of people that have one passion, and that is to tell great stories and to help you build your dreams, build your vision. Okay, there are a lot of people who have incredible things, incredible visions, but they don't have the manpower to build on those things, or they don't know how or which way to go. We want to help you. We want to help you take that vision from inside of your head, build on it into something that is every bit of what you expected, but more than what you ever dreamed possible. You know, our motto is, let's tell your story. But we want to remind you that your story is not limited to just video or just print. Your story is the constant experience, the constant growth, the constant challenges you make on a regular basis, every single day. We want to be a part of your story so that we can tell it as it continues to grow and as it continues to expand. If you've got dreams, if you've got visions, call us, talk to us. We want to help. We want to help you to communicate your goals, your visions, and your dreams in such a way that they can be built on and taken to even new and greater heights. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you soon.